Oh yeah, it's our katana bed where we have all of our 25 katanas on it. They are all broken. We have completely used them up, unfortunately. Put that water bottle away. Grab this water bottle. Actually, let's grab a couple of water bottles. I'm gonna leave those in the back of the truck. How are you doing? Doing fine. So I'm gonna go here and say water bottles. Cool. So we got lots of backup weapons. I have a ton of backup water. I didn't grab food. Let's grab that and get going. Empty barrel. The very cutting edge sleeping arrangement. Yep. I see what you did there. Alright. I think that's all we're going to get. And I'm not too worried about running because we're going to have a long drive so we can burn some stamina because we're going to get it back before we get anywhere. So the reason I'm getting so many katanas, at least the things I believe that are contributing, is, you know, the first thing is I have killed 55,100 zombies, so that's certainly one part of it. You saw nothing. Nothing just occurred there. Another part of it is I have the lucky trait, which will increase stuff like that dropping. Or showing up, I should say. And then on top of that, once you've survived over 2 months is when you start seeing katanas. Yep, no one saw. No bonk. Oh, 1 second. This needs to move. Because you should be talking into your mic. It picks up the sound from the front, so long as you have any mic that isn't omnidirectional. We've got a hydrate. Yeah, for those who are trying to figure out your mic setups, generally mics come in a couple different forms. One, they'll only listen from one side, which is most mics. Those are good. You have omnidirectional, which will listen from all sides. Those are really bad for stuff like recording video. That's like if you're like in an open space, you want to pick up all the sound around you kind of thing. So like if you do want to do like audio, for example, where you're just standing in the middle of a forest listening to rain, omnidirectional is really good. And then you have, I forget what it's called, but it's like pair, where it's the sides of the mic get it. So like the side facing me and then the opposite side. And those it's basically pretty much only used for like interview one-on-ones and then like conferences kind of thing. Yep, it's time for a proper... Oh, is it all still frozen? It is not time for a proper salad and drive. We gotta wait till our stuff thaws. Alright. Jack Overkilled dropping a weird flex. Going, I have so many points, I don't need these points. I'm just gonna leave them here. Don't mind me. Alright, actually got a decent number of zombies wandering around. Alright, give me 1 second. Moriarty has increased the cost of winning Twitch. So I need to do that before someone actually wins Twitch. Yep, weird flex is best flex. Like, some people are like, oh, look at my rippling muscles. Here's like, oh, look at my big old pile of points. And they sit there and go, I want a pile of points. Where I've decided to cause problems. Excellent. Those problems are, like, I fully anticipated that being exactly how that would play out with some people. You should have some people who would be like, oh, I'm going to save up for that. And then there'd be the other person who's like, yeah, well, I'm just going to spend all my points continuing to bump that number up so you can never reach it. Like, if I'm going to make a suggestion for anyone who is trying to save up that, might I suggest not being honest about how many points you have and how close you're getting. Because there is a good chance. Jeffkin says, I'm so confused by the double the cost of this reward. Well, every time someone takes that reward, we double the cost of that reward. Just that reward. That reward started... Here we go. So Moriarty has doubled the cost of the reward. because the points. Like, that's the thing, is you get those points for so many things, and it's like, yeah, you can have your points that, like, you know, make the streamer say stuff, and I'm genuinely concerned about that, because, you know, I could see people getting me to say stuff that I don't realize is not okay, and I would hope no one would do that, but you never know. Or otherwise say kind of stuff like that. You have stuff like the highlighting and all that, and that's all fine. We have like the stretch and the push-ups and all that. Like honestly, so the one the thing I think has been the best for just viewer engagement for points has easily been the push-up redemption. Like, since people started figuring out that was a thing, it's any stream that's got more than like 20 viewers, we end up burning through it all. Wait, I thought there was no more push-ups left. Alright, my count was wrong. I was off by 10. Alright, give me one moment. Alright, I got 10 push-ups to go. I thought I had done all 100. So I'll do those and I'll be right back. Oh, I left the mic on that time. Oh well, that's fine. You probably didn't hear anything because I don't count out loud. But yeah. Now, earlier today I was like, wait, did I do 4 or 3 sets? I was like, we'll hit the cap anyways, so it won't matter if I miscount too high. Because if I miscount too high, and then we start getting redemptions afterwards, I know I was wrong. And it's a self-correcting problem. Yeah, like I was saying, I think that was fantastic that, like, the push-up thing gets redeemed all the time, because one, it keeps me honest about doing the stuff to, like, keep healthy and everything. I've had a lot of people in chats like, I don't know why, I really enjoy making you do push-ups. Like, I cannot answer why this is a thing, but I do. Like, oh. I mean, sure, that's fair. And, like, that's the make streamers say, you know, whatever. Like, I don't have that one personally, because like I said, I worry people would get me to say things that I am blissfully unaware are not okay. Like, if someone gave me something like in a foreign language that I just didn't know, I'd be like, yeah, I'm sorry, but no. Like, you know, I'm not going to just blindly say stuff and then realize I'm effectively saying, like, hate speech or something because I'm just blissfully ignorant to what the language is. Yeah, no, and like I said, I've mentioned this a couple times on stream. I do intend to expand it because, like, originally it was 50 push-ups was the cap. It was 5 push-ups per redemption. They were half the price, and now's the cap. I do like. I think it was Burn and Sun who may have made the suggestion. If not, you know, there's a number of people who are involved in the conversation. But I said, you know, what I want to do is get it so there's other exercises so people can make me do to redeem. The concern I'm running into is, one, I don't want every single redemption to be like, do 5 of this, 5 of this, 5 of this, because that's more, it's just more time-consuming type thing. But I want to go, okay, well, we can do more redemptions, because we've been knocking out the redemptions. Like, this one took us to almost 3, so getting not too far from when we usually wrap up stream. We usually go for a little bit over, like, a little over an hour more. But, a lot of times, like, they'll kill it early. But, so it's like doing stuff like making me do sit-ups or jumping jacks or whatever. I don't know. Probably not jumping jacks, because that'll probably actually be pretty noisy. But, you know, making me do other exercises. The thing I'm dealing with it is I can't say, okay, all of these on the same cooldown or something like that. And that'd be kind of the catch there. Because, like, my fear would be that what ends up happening is, like, say I've got 3 of them, like, every 5 minutes, like, on the nose, people are redeeming one of them kind of thing. Then it'd be like, play 2 minutes a game, have to do an exercise, 2 minutes a game, have to do an exercise. And, like, while the exercise isn't the problem, it would make for terrible viewing, because you would be watching my game paused for, like, 3/4 of the stream. So the idea, I think it was Burning Sun that we had talked about, and again, if I'm miscrediting this, my apologies, was people had talked about, instead of just having it where it's like, okay, I do 10 push-ups, like that's redemption, instead it'd be like 2 things, like there'd be 2 dice effectively rolled, and one would decide what exercise I do, so like push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, whatever, and then the other one would be how many. So, like, you'd have times where I have to do, like, a push-up. I'd probably make the minimum 5. Just, if I'm gonna get down to the ground and do it, let's do it. But, like, between 5 and 20 for, like, 10 redemptions. I'm gonna have to catch up with chat. Where are you all coming from? Like, we have seen no one on this route for a long time on a meaningful amount. Just, like, 1 or 2 stragglers. It doesn't matter, you're all dead now, but, you know. Let's see. Can't you have other redeems disabled, and when you hit push-up cap, you enable the burpee redeem? I think I'd rather mix it up than have it so it's just like strictly one the other. Like, that's not a bad idea. I'll kill this once off the road. Can you get Twitch itself to do an RNG? I don't think so. But yeah, Moriarty, that was my thoughts, is every 15 minutes, it's like, do an exercise, and it'd roll, like, again, you know, the, roll one thing to determine what exercise, and roll a separate thing to determine how many instances of said exercise. So, you know, sometimes people would, like, cash in, and they would just, like, they get, like, a full 20 or something out of it. Like, I'll have to figure out, like, what are the reasonable limits. Because if it was, like, 20, and every single time it rolled 20, and burpees, like, doing 200 burpees in one night, it'd be that. Yeah, Nightbot could probably do it. I could probably, like, that's the thing. I was like, I know I can write a program in a couple minutes in C sharp, easily make it do it, but yeah. I'd want it to be something like Nightbot, so, you know, you wouldn't have to just, like, trust me on what it says. Like, Nightbot would spit it out and be like, okay, very much. Right, no, that'd be the thing. Like, there'd be days. But I also want to make sure that, like, I don't have days where it's just like, okay, I quote-unquote won all the rolls, where it shows, like, the least bothersome exercise and the lowest number of them, where it's like, okay, well, the whole day went by and I did, like, 50 push-ups or sit-ups or whatever. I gotta figure it out. Elvin Foot said, suggestion. You just call the redemption, do a set of exercise, and follow your train intentions. Yeah, I could do that. I actually don't have, like, a proper regiment or anything like that. Like, I've done that in the past, like, not streaming-wise, but why do we have, like, we have a ton of zombies now. Like, we haven't seen zombies appear in ages. Yeah. It was, like, the whole thing that started this is, me and my brothers going, like, hey, you know, we're not gonna get younger anymore, like, we should make sure we're taking care of ourselves. So we're like, alright, well, like, New Year's resolution, by the end of the year, let's all hit, you know, 10,000 push-ups or whatever it was, 10,000 push-ups. But, it's kind of like, at the beginning, and my wife was also involved, as was going to be my sister-in-law, but, she had a daughter not too long ago that was not like, things are good now, but it was not super smooth at the time, so she's like, yeah, I can't. Like, I cannot join you for this. Like, I'm not in the state of health I need to be, like, be hammering out exercises in that level. But it's just, like, to do that, and it's like, okay, well, you know, for my younger brother who has 2 kids, like, the kids have actually, like, gotten involved and all that, so that kind of, like, helps him stay on top of it. My older brother has plenty of time to make it happen, so that's done well, and I was like, crap. Me with the stream format I do where it's super long, because I couldn't really, like, do my exercises during stream time, I was like, alright, I'm not getting nearly enough done. Like, I can't wait till after stream, because it's like 4 a.m. my time, and then I don't, you know, you get all amped up from doing all these exercises, so you don't go to sleep well. And then I have to set aside enough time to do them beforehand, trying to knock them all out in one sitting. It's like, okay, that's not working. And someone had the idea, like, oh yeah, you could just do a point redemption in stream. Like, you're right. Why are there zombies all out here? Like, I'm just surprised, because it has been... We have been doing this for months and months and months in game, and then to come out here and be like, suddenly actual numbers of zombies, like, where did you all come from? Like, where have you been hiding this whole time? That said, we'll just kill them, and then it's not our problem anymore. Yeah, so it's basically, that's how this whole thing started. It's just basically giving away for chat to keep me honest with my New Year's resolution / doing what I should do to stay healthy and that kind of stuff. And plus, you know, chat enjoys it. But I'm like, okay, well, you know, as I'm getting in better shape, it's like, alright, well, I should do something to up the ante or something. That's figuring that out. But I do think what I need to do is definitely sit-ups. Get those added. That's a given. We have push-ups, because that's already what I'm doing. Chat was like, you need to do burpees. I'm like, you know what? If we're doing this, I'll add burpees. I'm not going to be happy about it. It'll be fine. But it's like, burpees are awful. I mean, they're really good exercise. They're just awful to do. Yeah, so it's like, okay, I've been doing 100 push-ups every day for, what's it, like, been a good 2-3 weeks now? Actually, I don't need to ask, because I can pause my game and pull up my spreadsheet and see the exact day we started them. It would be the 7th, so 20 days ago we started doing 100 a day. Right. Like, those that absolutely have to mute the mic. And, like, I don't need to worry about noise around from, like, my room. Like, I'm in a house. And, like, it's not like this room we sleep in is, like, below me or above me or something like that. But yeah, so I just gotta figure it out. The only thing worse than that... Yeah, I remember planking. And you're like, oh, you just hold yourself still, and then like you're 10, 15 seconds in going, oh god, what have I done? Like, who designed this exercise, and, like, why would they ever agree to this? Because planking looks like so benign until you do it, and there's like, oh man, that is a no joke. Yeah, then your trainer's like, we're gonna do planking with 2 limbs in the air, and you're going, no, no, please, no. I can imagine, like, I was big into, like, weight training when I was in high school forever ago. And, like, planking hadn't been a thing that, like, taken off in a big way that you'd see all over the place yet. I could only imagine that gym teacher would have absolutely had us planking every day if that had been. Like, he was pretty brutal. Like, to his credit, we were all in real good shape by the time he was done with us. Like, that part was fair. But man, that class got miserable sometimes. And I'm mostly driving slower because we did see a bunch of zombies on and around the road on their way back that we skipped. So I'm just expecting to run into them figuratively and hopefully not literally. How is it already 3? And we must have dilly-dallied somewhere a lot that it's already 3 something in the game and we're not even there yet. I mean, we did kill a bunch of those zombies along that field. That's fair. Yeah. So, like, setting up the exercise thing is the same thing with, like, everything else I intend on doing to stream. It's like, okay, I've got all these different ideas and stuff I want to do, and then I don't give myself enough time to do them because I stream too much. Because, I mean, I do 11-hour streams 7 days a week, roughly. Like, it is 7 days a week, it's just not all streams end up being exactly 11 hours. Some go long, some are a little bit short. Just, like, for example, if I died in the game right now, like, I would probably well, no. I might actually play Vampire Survivors if that happened. But I'd probably wrap it up for Project Zomboid for the night, just because Project Zomboid runs take a while to get going, and 1 hour is not enough to do that. Because normally I wrap up at 4 a.m. unless I'm, like, really into what's going on, and it's like, alright, I want to keep going. I have nothing going on tomorrow. Oh, and I did actually talk to my wife. At some point, I do think I want to do, like, a subathon or something like that. I know I don't have, like, a huge number of people here or anything, so we'll see how long it goes. But, that is something I've been debating. I have no idea. It may only be one of those things that takes, like, no time at all. Because, like, I think I'd want to have, like, a minimum time and a maximum time, like 24 hours being the maximum, that kind of thing. Part of me is, like, kind of trying to wait till we get partner to do that kind of thing, and, like, maybe that's how I celebrate hitting partner. Because we have been steady like pretty much every single time we do like another month that the hours average viewer count every month goes up a decent amount. Burnson, next Thursday stream, yourself setting up stream stuff, problem solved. The problem is so much stuff that I want to set up will require me to enter credentials, go to different things that could all potentially leak private information type thing. I can't see doing that without accidentally leaking my information. Like that's the rough part about so much of that, unfortunately. Like I have no I am all on board with like showing like the meat and potatoes and how I do a lot of the stuff. Like I have no problem like showing people like how I set up my OBS, how I do all that stuff, like how I've got my mic set up. I could certainly go and do a stream. Like I don't know how to do it camera wise, because I don't think this webcam would be a good way of doing it. But I wouldn't have a problem like doing a stream that's just like, yeah, here's my setup on stream. Here's how I approach things, like all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm not so much worried about people stealing my identity. That's not the concern. It's just like, unfortunately, there's stuff like people who do like swatting and all that kind of crap, or you know, not even like anything that malicious. They get like all stalkery and all that. And again, not that I'm super worried about these problems, but it's, you know, it's just you don't know what people are going to do out there, so it's kind of don't dox yourself. That's just kind of the common rule with a lot of this stuff is, you know, people don't need to know your home address. People don't need to know what neighborhood you live in, that kind of thing. Like, don't volunteer information about yourself, that all that. So, I'm stealing your identity. Look at me. I'm Raw Storage. I like short blades. Fair. Do you know what's a really stupid thing? Like a really annoying, frustrating thing for me? I have all these fancy follower emotes. So watch what happens when I go, wait, don't tell me they fixed it. Alright, so what was happening is I, as the streamer, didn't even have access to my own follower emotes, since technically I don't follow my own channel because that's not a thing I can do. And it was like that for like a week, and I would kept wanting to join people's channels and be like, hey, let me use the Raw Store love when they know, like, you know, they do a shout out or whatever, and it's like, oh, thank you. And then it's like, I can't use my own heart emote? Come on, what is this BS? Right, that's the thing, Jeffkin. Sub emotes I have access to. Bit emotes I had access to. But follower emotes are a new thing, and I did not have access to those. And I put like all my like generally useful ones like